some technical things. But we're good. All right. First of all, I just want to say thank you for everyone coming and everyone that's meeting with us virtually. We appreciate it. I'm going to start my mom's tribute with a poem by Maya Angelou. I'll get through this. We're good. When great trees fall. When great trees fall, rocks on a distant hill shudder. Lions hunker down in tall grasses, and even elephants slumber after safety. When great trees fall in forests, small things recoil in silence, their senses eroded beyond fear. When great souls die, the air around us becomes slight, rare, sterile. We breathe briefly. Our eyes briefly see with a hurtful clarity. Our memory, suddenly sharpened, examine, gnaws on kind words unsaid, promises, walks never taken. Great souls die, and our reality, bound to them, takes leave of us. Our souls, dependent on on their nurture, now shrink, wizened. Our minds, formed and informed by their radiance, fall away. We are not so much maddened as reduced to the ignorance of dark, cold caves. And when great souls die, after a period peace blooms, slowly and always irregularly. Spaces filled a kind of soothing electric vibration. Our senses restored, never to be the same, whisper to us, they existed, they existed. We can be and be better, for they existed. Today we come together to celebrate and honor the life and the love of Dr. Melanie Fitzgerald Thomas Ellexson.
When I think back on these times and the dreams we left behind, I'll be glad 'cause I was blessed to get to have you in my life. When I look back on these days, I'll look and see your face. You were right there for me. In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am there you'll be. And everywhere I am there you'll be. Will you show me how it feels to feel the sky within my reach? And I always will remember all the strength you gave to me. Your love made me make it through. Oh, I owe so much to you. You were right there for me. In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am there you'll be. 'Cause I always saw in you my light, my strength. And I wanna thank you now for all the ways you were right there for me. You were right there for me.
This has been one of the hardest presentations I've ever had to give. Trying to sum up over 75 years of Mom's life is difficult. I think I wrote this about 3 times, making notes, recording memos on my phone to and from work, thinking about her and the life that she led. I asked friends and family for help and inspiration to make sure we honor, acknowledge, and celebrate her life. How do you do this for someone who was such an influence and force in your life? She was my inspiration, my cheerleader, advisor, my reality check, and my source of unconditional love. When we say someone lived, this is an understatement for what Melanie accomplished. She was not only a leader in her field, but she was the captain of our ship. We were mere passengers in life, having the trust, faith, and love in our captain, our leader. Her partner, for over 54 years, my dad, was there at her side. She was his best friend and confidant as they sailed through these rough seas together. They complemented each other so well. With his quiet and steadfast way, he supported all of her adventures and endeavors. He loved her for who she was, unconditionally. During the last month, Mom told me she was worried about Dad. Even when she was facing this terrible illness, she still was looking out for other people, for her number one. I reassured her that we will take care of him, even if he doesn't like it. My dad says I get my stubbornness from my mom, but I think it comes from both sides. Although heartbroken, I assured her that he'll be okay. With Mom, we knew that everything would be okay, which, if you know me, is my mantra in life. Everything is going to be okay. I got that from her. Cool and collected even in the wildest of storms, she was the one we turned to time and time again, and she always had the answer, whether we liked it or not, and always had a shoulder to cry on or was there to give us support to lean on. As we were tossed through this ocean of life, she held us steadfast and on course. Mom had a moral compass to do the right thing even when it was difficult or when she met resistance. She always fought for the underdog and worked hard to make things right and fair. Early in her career, she worked with disabled children and then later was a pioneer in work hardening. She worked to help individuals heal from injuries and get back to work. She opened clinics around the Chicagoland area and gave access to these workers so they can continue to earn a living and provide for their families. She fought for reasonable accommodations in order to get them back to work. She fought against large corporations to do the right thing, to change the way they thought about things and not just do what they always had done. She influenced individuals to look at the world in a different way. She lectured, wrote professional papers, and authored chapters in books that would train and inspire the next generation. She was pivotal in the passing of the ADA, Americans with Disability Act, which protected these individuals and countless more to have the same opportunities as others. She was honored by her colleagues and by the President of the United States, at that time Bill Clinton, when the law passed. She fought for these individuals and gave them a voice when they had none. She created a legacy that'll go on for our children and our children's children. Mom believed in education. She supported and cultivated the importance of education and learning new things. In the latter portion of her career, she devoted her time to education, to pass on her knowledge to that next generation of occupational therapists, to inspire, direct, and train those who will push things forward. She encouraged her students to make a difference, to challenge the status quo, and make their mark in the world as she had done. During these past months, I've heard from many of her students and the fact that she was not just a professor, but a mentor and a friend. She loved her students. She headed up a program to bring occupational therapy to the Ukraine, taking students across the world to help those in need, to teach others the importance of this medical intervention and how it can make a difference in their lives. Thanks to her, others are now trained to incorporate occupational therapy in their practice and care plans. She has created a spark in a country to change their thinking and move forward by making these individuals with disabilities' lives better, more independent, and more productive. She instilled in her students the passion to make a difference and to drive therapy, technology, and methodology forward, to never take no for an answer and fight for those who can't fight for themselves. We will now hear a song recorded and sung by her oldest granddaughter, Sarah.
I will be the answer at the end of the line. I will be there for you while you take the time. In the burning of uncertainty, I will be your solid ground. I will hold the balance if you can't look down. Ooh, if it takes my whole life, I won't break, I won't bend. It'll all be worth it in the end. 'Cause I can only tell you what I know, that I need you in my life. And when the stars have all burned out, you will still be burning so bright. Cast me gently into morning, for the night has been unkind. Take me to a place so holy, where I can wash this from my mind. Memory choosing not to fight. Ooh, if it takes my whole life, I won't break, I won't bend. It'll all be worth it in the end. 'Cause I can only tell you what I know, that I need you in my life. And when the stars have all gone out, you will still be burning so bright. Cast me gently into morning, for the night has been unkind.
Mom left a legacy in her professional career, but she also left quite the family legacy. Mom came from a strong line of women. Her grandmother, who she lovingly called Ummy, went and completed a college degree at a time when women didn't even have the right to vote. She later became an educator. Her mother, Jacqueline, stage name Lynn Stevens, also went to university and had a very successful career in broadcasting and television, doing commercials, talk shows, game shows, and cooking shows. They instilled in her the drive to make a difference and to break barriers. Family was everything to Mom. She was the mama bear of all mama bears. My brother and I gave her quite a run for her money. Let's face it, teenage years are hard. She not only took care of Tom and I, but to others that were in need during this stage in their life. At one point, we had 5 teenagers living under the roof, taking on a couple of Tom's friends and another family friend's daughter who needed a safe place to stay. There are many who called her Mom. She was there for us, advocated and supported us. She was there to celebrate our accomplishments and there to comfort us when we failed. She defended us, loved us, and taught us to be individuals. She helped us follow our dreams and gave us the tenacity, Dad still calls it stubbornness, to stand up for ourselves and our family. She taught us not to accept things that are unfair and unjust. She paved the way to enable us to be strong men that could do anything we set our minds to. Mom's love for people was passed along to both my brother and I. My brother, Tom, is a very successful physical therapist with his own clinics in Virginia, helping others heal as she did for many years. I see the same love and drive in him as she had. The love for his family and always putting them first, and the drive to follow his dreams, creating his own business. I, although in a different way, take care of people as a director of human resources. I channel my mom when I'm faced with difficult situations and decisions. Some of you that are here that work with me understand we've had some difficult situations. I emulate her by remaining calm, leading with purpose and with empathy. I know she was proud of what we accomplished, as we were proud to be her sons. We're now going to hear from Melanie's granddaughter, Madeline, my oldest. She has some words that she'd like to say.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. You know, Nan would have loved this. I really don't think any of us expected to be here this year, but here we are. My Nan loved each and every one of you. Even if she only met you once, she probably talked about you at least 40 or 50 times after that. You know, she loved talking and loved telling stories. She is one of the most stubbornly generous people that I know. And I remember the first time that I saw her after her surgery, and she didn't really look like the Nan that we knew. But she was still there, and I was getting off the phone with her, and I said, "I love you," and she hadn't really talked for the conversation because she was really, really tired, but she came right out and said, "Love you more," because she knew when it counted. And I'm gonna miss her so much. More than I probably could describe, but I could go on. I won't, but I could go on. But we'll see her again someday. And I wanted to share a short poem that I found. I did not write this, but I think it's a really great way to convey what we are feeling. Those special memories of you will always bring a smile. If only we could have you back for just a little while. Then we could sit and talk again, just like we used to do. You always meant so very much, and you always will, too. The fact that you're no longer here will always cause us pain, but you are forever in our hearts until we meet again. Thank you guys so much for coming. You know she'd love this. I'm just so excited for her in a way. You know, it sucks, but we're so excited. Thank you.
gotta leave me now. You gotta go alone. You've gotta chase a dream, one that's all your own, before it slips away. When you're flying high, take my heart along. I'll be the harmony to every lonely song that you learn to play. When you're soaring through the air, I'll be your solid ground. Take every chance you dare, I'll still be there when you come back down. When you come back down. Keep looking up, awaiting your return. And my greatest fear will be that you will crash and burn, and I won't feel your fire. I'll be the other hand that always holds the line, connecting in between your sweetheart and mine. I'm strung out on that wire, and I'll be on the other end to hear you when you call. Angel, you were born to fly, and if you get too high, I'll catch you when you fall. I'll catch you when you fall. The sunshine every new day brings. I know the sky is calling. Angel, let me help you with your wings. When you're soaring through the air, I'll be your solid ground. Take every chance you dare, I'll still be there when you come back down. Take every chance you dare, I'll still be there when you come back down. When you come back down.
Looking back over the last months, the family went through a lot of changes. Moving to new cities, buying new houses, starting new jobs, basically starting a new life. When everything was happening at once, it's hard to see that everything's going to be okay. With the time off that I had between my positions and the flexibility with this new position I have, it did give me the opportunity to spend more time with Mom in these last months when she needed me the most. I look back and I see the plan. Again, looking back, I couldn't have been able to be there as much as I was if we hadn't had made these changes. Though these changes happened very quickly, and her condition changed so quickly, she was always there. Even when her body and mind were failing her, she was there. I'm going to go off script a little bit because I didn't like how I wrote this, but I was going to tell a story about these last months and when we had to start caring for her a little bit more, and they have these mouth swabs. So it basically is a little stick that has a sponge on the end of it, and you would moisten this with water to help keep her mouth moist, because she was unable to do that at that time. Of course, we would dip it in her favorite Diet Coke and swab her mouth to make sure she could get a little taste of that. She'd bite down on it to get, the liquid out of it, and you'd swab her mouth. And when we got her home, and I was doing this, and she really had stopped talking, could only move her right side, I was doing this, and she bit down on it, and she didn't let go. And I was like, Mom, let go. Let go. I gotta do the rest of your mouth. Let go. And she looked me straight in the eyes and started to giggle. She was telling me she's still in charge. She hasn't given up her reign yet. She's still in charge. And that's how we knew she was there. When she couldn't speak, and when she slowly was unable to move everything, she was there. Unlike a lot of situations, we were able to say goodbye. We were able to tell her how proud we were of her and that we were her family. The last words that she spoke to me was, "I love you." Such a small phrase with such a large meaning. These words are a promise that we would keep each other close, the hope that this small phrase will keep you safe and protected until we meet again. To know you are loved, to know that you love, and that you are loved in return is our greatest gift. Her love is what is going to stay with us. In honor of her love, we established the Dr. Melanie Ellexson Memorial Scholarship Fund. The hope is to donate enough funding for this scholarship so it could be self-sustaining and give future generation of OT students the opportunity to continue their educations. We have already raised over $2,500 on the scholarship website. Her love for her students, her fight for diversity, her drive to give opportunities to those in need will guarantee her legacy will continue. My mom, your grandmother, your friend, your colleague, your teacher, and your mentor has placed a handprint on all of our hearts that will carry with us for the rest of our days. In the beginning of this tribute, I asked, how can we sum up and honor my mom, Melanie? Well, we can do that by moving on, living our best lives, looking out for that underdog, loving, learning, laughing, crying, and making the world a better place than when we first entered it. Live with the memories, traditions, love, and the strength that she gave us. I'm going to close with one of her favorite prayers, blessings, the Irish prayer. May God be with you and bless you. May he see your children's children's. May you be poor in misfortune, rich in blessings. May you know nothing but happiness from this day forward. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the warm rays of the sun fall upon your home, and may the land of your friend always be near. May green be the grass you walk on. May blue be the skies above you. May pure be the joys that surround you. May true be the hearts that love you. May May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Thank you all for coming. The love in the room shows that we already knew, but that she was a great, great lady. We are going to be going to lunch at Gatto's. Sorry, I didn't plan that part. Going to lunch at Gatto's. The funeral director does have the address in case you need it. I welcome all of you to come. There's plenty for everyone, so please come. And thank you again for everyone coming today. Amen.
Well, I got to at least take a moment before we leave the chapel, and just on behalf of Dr. Melanie's family in front of me, her husband Gary and sons Tom and James, and their families, of course, to all the grandchildren. Just thank you, James, for putting this together. I know you spent a lot of good time in putting this together, and it was beautiful service. And boy, the songs by the granddaughter that we heard, that was really touching and beautiful. What a beautiful voice. And we thank for the granddaughter coming up here too, and giving a tribute to your grandmother is appreciated. But as James said, all of you for being here and showing the love that you have by coming here, and any other kindness is shown, whether that's flowers or memorials to the scholarship fund or other organizations, those are appreciated. But most of all, I'm sure your presence here and your continued thoughts and prayers for Gary and the family will be very much appreciated. So as James mentioned, everyone's invited to continue to really celebrate her life at the Gatto's restaurant there in New Lenox. Some good food and drink, but most of all, good fellowship, continued fellowship together as family and friends will take place at Gatto's restaurant in New Lenox. And we do have out in the lobby these little slips with the name and address, so you can just punch that address into your phone. I won't tell you how to get there because you won't listen to me because you'll listen to your phone, right? But we'll have these slips for you, so please feel free to take one. And then any of you that would like to, just as a final tribute, we're just going to have you come by if you'd like to come by here. You know, this picture in her urn here as a final tribute. We're going to take that time now and do that, and then have the family be the last ones in case they need to spend any extra time here. We'll allow them to do that. But we'll start with you folks over here and just come around the back aisle or the row there and just come around this way, and then you can all follow, and then you can just step out to the lobby or to your cars and head on over to Gatto. So thank you all for being here.